Now, one of the other segments that I want to talk about that we're going to bring on the program, or we're going to try. We're going to try.
Well, I think we can do a pretty good job of this. I think we got enough in the bank for this. I think
Peter and I had another career for a decade, actually a parallel career. While we were doing the Fishing Canada show, we did a TV program called The Outdoor Journal, and it was the precursor to Outdoor Journal Radio, which was on the Fan 590 for almost 3 decades. And we shot some incredible. We were so blessed with the opportunity of traveling around the world, doing these crazy, insane things that most people would only dream of, and getting paid for it. We were under contract with a company out of LA at the time. I think it was a travel channel. It wasn't a network. Yeah. And anyways, they hired us to go around the world shooting these crazy adventure programs, which are all the rage today. Today they're in vogue. When Pete and I did them, nobody, like, people look at him and say, "What are you doing riding a camel across the Sahara Desert? What are you, crazy?" But today it's the thing to do, right?
Yeah.
So we shot a decade of that stuff. 9 seasons, 10 years.
Lots of footage. We have lots of footage from a lot of places. We traveled. We had no lives. We literally were shooting Fishing Canada and that show at the same time. So we had no lives. I mean, it was a great life, but we had no home life. It was like it's a single man's game for sure, because it was, if you had a family, or Ange had a family at the time, it was tough to do, right? You come home and you spend a couple of days, but we were from New Zealand one time. You come home, but a day or two, then you go to Northwest Territories for another trip, and then you come back. It was nuts. It was absolutely insane, but great memories, and we got a lot of them on tape still, right? That's the nice part about it. We have a ton of memories to show people.
So now, at the time, too, you have to appreciate the fact that the situation was quite different. Television was different. Audiences were different. There were a lot of restrictions that we had on us of things that we could and could not show and talk about on air. But we shot a lot of stuff that never made it there. So we're going to endeavor over the course of the next several months. We're going to try and get our boys to go into the archives and go mining for some gold, some real gold, and digitize some of the rarest stuff that never did get seen actually on television. There'll be stuff that did get seen. Obviously, we're going to show you a couple of clips here and there from the program itself, but we are going to endeavor to dig out the stuff that never made it to air, because back then it just was not kosher, if you will, to show some of the stuff that we captured on film. And I think you're going to have a blast. You're going to see a couple of young yahoos with mullets and hair and all kind, and
dark hair like they asked for earlier. It was dark back then.
But we're looking forward to it. It's going to be quite a chore, because the guys have to not only go into the archives and source the footage and view it on what we, by today's standards, call archaic methods, and then capture it, digitize it, and be able to format it so that we can view it today with our technology.
This stuff is still in standard definition. Like, we don't even have it in high definition, so the guys got to kind of up-res it as best they can, and it still looks like crap, but it's still good. I mean, we can still make out what it is. But back in those, you got to remember, it was a long time ago. We were shooting on beta tape. You know what I mean? Back then, so it's a lot different than digital right now. So.
By the way, just we're going to answer a bunch of questions that you're asking here in a minute, but because its timing is perfect. Todd Dowell wants to know, are you guys filming shows at all? And we have not as of yet. We will be here in the weeks to come. It's very difficult to do because it's not just Pete and I involved. You know, there are several people that work on the program, and we just we're not comfortable with telling the troops to buckle up. Here we go. Let's jump out of the plane together, right? So we will, in the next few weeks, we will start producing Fishing Canada show. So worry not. You will see new episodes of the Fishing Canada show sometime soon. I just can't tell you when at this point. So some of the episodes that we'll be talking about or seeing or sharing with you. I'm just going to try and recall one or two of them, but the anaconda.
You're talking Outdoor Journal again now, right? Not Fishing Canada. Outdoor, yeah.
Some of the more memorable moments, Pete, when we were in the Savannah in South America, chasing anacondas.
Oh my God!
You got to have a look at this lump on its head. This
You want to carry him?
Do I want to carry him? Carry him where?
Do you want? Do you?
Oh my God! What do you want me to do?
Oh, Tim, it's too heavy.
You got it? Oh my God! Oh my God! The power of this animal is unbelievable. Have you got her? Got a good hold of her?
God.
No, look at this.
It's really strong.
This is
Look
one
at the belly.
strong.
Look at that. That's the cloaca.
That is incredible. You got a good hold of that, huh?
Okay.
You got a good hold. Let's see if we can open it up. Whoa, incredible. This thing has got to weigh, what, 100 and, how many pounds?
Well, here it's not too heavy. Okay, we can
I got to put him down.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Wait till I move here.
Okay. I'm sorry, baby.
Sorry, sweetheart.
Wow,
Oh, that
just an
was
emotion.
fantastic.
Oh, God.
Fantastic.
Wow. How about those shorts, huh?
I can't believe you talk about that. A great big giant anaconda. You're talking about your shorts. That's awesome.
Her name was, and this is going to be fun for Pete and I because we're going to sort of try and recall the people and the situations and all the things that happen as we go along here. Her name, Pete, I remember it. Her name was Dr. Caterina Hernandez.
Oh, I thought it was Gabrielle. No?
Or Gabrielle Hernandez. Caterina was somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gabrielle Hernandez.
Wow. I remember the first. I don't remember her last name, but she was great. She was very smart. Remember the buddy's name? The guy that was helping you lift that up? What was his name? He was good. Look at your face. I never remember that.
Well, if you never remembered that.
That would be good, right? That would have been good.
Real good. Yeah.
But that was a great trip. That's just a tiny portion of that whole trip, that anaconda thing. And Ange, on that show you did, there were 2 or 3 encounters of different anacondas. That was the biggest one, I think. But
so the way they find these animals, we got lucky with that particular one because as we were driving to another field to hunt for them, this one just happened to be sunning itself in the middle of the road. And so we made it. They made it easy, but the way they hunt them and the way we experience this hunting for anaconda, it's for research, not hunting to kill, but hunting to study. And the way they do it is they walk through the savannah. The savannah is about anywhere from 10 inches to 2 feet of water, and it's a marsh. It's mud with a lot of vegetation, and they walk through it barefoot. And when they step on an anaconda, they reach down and hope that they reach the part that's got the blunt end as opposed to the pointy end, because if you grab the pointy end, which is the tail, you better run real quick. So you have to reach down and kind of feel their way around in this murky, marshy water and just grab it just behind the head. And
that's insanity when you think about it. I used to love catching snakes as a kid and all that, but right now to this day, I would still be super cautious with a garter snake that's 2 feet long. I would be imagine this friggin' anacondas like that. Like they're doing that without seeing their heads even. Like you said, that was an easy one.
That was easy. And they eat an animal called capybara, which is the largest rodent in the world. But it's a rodent, but it's a pig. It's the size of a normal,
it's like a furry pig.
Ready for market pig.
With the head of a beaver. It looks like it's like a Canadian beaver, great big ugly head on it, and jump and swim and dive into the water. They're the fastest. No wonder they're fast, living around those anacondas and crocodiles, I guess, their whole life. But oh my God, what a trip that was. It's great memories. Wow.
And they eat them whole, and what they do, they eat them and then they regurgitate the skeleton. And so as we're walking, doing this episode and we're getting closer and closer to the hot zones, you start seeing capybara skeletons all over the place where they go, my God, what are we doing?
Graveyard. And puked out by a snake. Oh,
we did a lot of snake shows in the 10 years that we did that episode. We did rattlesnakes, and we did all kinds of great episodes. And hopefully we can get some out of the fire for you. What other episode? Do you remember anything you saw?
Yeah. How about a lot of winter stuff? We did lots of winter stuff. Fun stuff.
Whoa! Whoa! Oh, medic!
Yeah, okay, so we had a little fun along the way.
I remember that because I was standing right beside you there shooting some stills trying to stay up with that toboggan. You were ripping on that thing, man. But that face plant, that might be the best face plant in snow ever in the history of Canadian television right there. That was good.
Where was that?
Purcell Lodge in BC, right? I believe. Beautiful place. I don't know if that place is still going. What a beautiful place for skiing and winter sports. Like
and
that.
it was telemark skiing, right? That they did there, if I remember correctly.
They did that cross country combination with something else. Is that what that is? Yeah. They were very big in that. So a very cool trip there. Rocky Mountains.
Pete mentioned taking pictures. That's he did a lot of. In fact, he was the photographer on all of those shoots, as well as hosting segments as well. Great moments there too.
Oh yeah.
Crocodile! He's got ants on his eyes. Should I get them off for him?
Would you?
Clear them off for him. Poor guy. I feel sorry for him. This is really smart, isn't it? Crocodile out here, and I'm kicking the boat. Big crocs. And it looks like a pretty good sight. Oh, he's huge! Look at his tail. I'm gonna scare him. Watch this. Oh my God! Goes! I think I got a shot of his tail. I think.
Nice, everybody. Hey, are those cormorants?
Yeah, I know. You see that? I know. That, by the way, those were crocodiles. Those were long, skinny nose. I don't know if they're, but they weren't caimans. I can't remember if it was an Orinoco croc. That's what they were. They're called an Orinoco crocodile.
Big.
That was, the mullet man. There was a good shot of the hair there, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. That last one, just to let everybody know what happened there. So I'd stopped the boat further out, but I was in a flat bottomed aluminum. So like what do you call it, duck boat or
jumbo.
Yeah, jumbo. And they're very drifty. There's no drag to them at all in the water. So I stopped 15 feet out from this croc, and I've got that long lens. That's a 200 millimeter lens. So I'm sitting there getting some shots, but the wind is behind my back, and I stopped the boat, and it just kept drifting closer and closer. And I didn't want to blow it because I wanted to get closer to get the shots, but literally I drifted right over top of that croc. And that is one of the, I like to say, scared the shit out of me the most in my life is that right there, because when that croc took off, because that was a big animal, that was a big crocodile. So when he took off, like the whole boat literally just rocked like that. And I guess I'd be safe. I could say I was safe-ish, but when you're in a situation like that, your heart is just going insane. You know what I mean? But again, great memories, great pictures. And maybe if we do something on that piece, I'll get some of the photos that I took on that shoot, because it was, you're talking about the croc's eye. It was that close. It was very cool. So
one of the other things, is we interacted with animals an awful lot, both wild, uncaged animals and some caged animals, as you're going to see here in a minute. We also met an awful lot of weird, bizarre characters. And one of them was this gentleman in Costa Rica on the Pacific coast at the mouth of the Rio General, I think, wasn't it? Or Colorado?
Grande or Rio, yeah, something like the Rio Grande, maybe.
Or the Colorado.
Rio Colorado, yeah.
Yeah, and he had the lodge, the Tarpon Lodge.
Archie Fields,
Tarpon Adventure or something. An old Tarpon Lodge from way back. This young lawyer from LA bought it, and he was there, like he was kind of hiding out. He was sort of, didn't want to be, like, it was the weirdest thing. But if you wanted to hide somewhere, this would be the perfect place to hide. And he had this incredible, the only way I can describe it was a collection of animals that were
zoo. He had a little private zoo.
A private zoo, but these animals were all like his buddies, and like it was just bizarre. And here's one of the things that we saw there.
Okay, well, I'll hold it from you. We can do it any time, but they love a good smoke.
They love a good smoke.
This guy's a refugee from the lab test. He will. He doesn't want to share it right now. Now he's gonna, what he does, he sits there and he sniffs. Watch it.
Little toke off them.
That is incredible.
Oh, super toke.
The ultimate.
Oh, you little bandit.
Oh yeah, you smell that? That's pretty sexy, huh?
What the hell? No, you think about, if you did that nowadays and somebody said, you get crucified, because obviously that monkey was addicted to nicotine, right? The only reason that thing is smoking is because it's got an addiction. It doesn't realize it doesn't say the smoke tastes good or smells good. There's no way it tastes or smells good. That freaking thing was addicted to nicotine.
By the way, I think Calvin is sticking up for the cormorants down in South America there. It says there are 41 species of cormorants worldwide.
Hopefully that crocodile knocked out one of those full species and there's only 40 left, Cal, okay? No offense. Oh, God.
Yeah, it was a bizarre. We were there for, I don't know, 3-4 days, and there wasn't a moment that I didn't feel that this was the most bizarre place.
He had a tapir in there, that big tapir, a pet that walked around and was like as friendly as anything. And it was big. I think it was a couple 100 pounds. He had, do you remember those fish? He had machaca.
With the teeth.
With human teeth. It looked like, I think there was like human teeth or whatever like that. They had them all swimming underneath the docks and all that kind of. Oh, what a crazy place that was.
Anyway, we're going to try and resurrect as much of that old footage as we can, and there'll be some really lighthearted stuff, some funny stuff, some curious stuff, some bizarre stuff.
Some dramatic. The one scene that you and I both talked about the other day. We'll have to put all kinds of warnings out there, because it hurt us even watching it the other day. But it's a dandy. I mean, it's something part of reality, I guess. So,
but we couldn't show that stuff back in the 80s and 90s, right? And so now it's an opportunity to be able to get some of that stuff out. We got a couple of more clips we'll just share with you real quick here.